The Dodgers have a serious problem, and it's getting worse, and I'm going to tell you how they can fix it. Also, Blake Snell makes his return to the mound. How do you do? That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credential member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Join the party. Over 134,000 Dodgers fans. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you're a longtime subscriber and you want to support this show every single day, hit that like button and drop a comment down below. But we've got some Dodger baseball to get into, some Dodger talk to get into, some concerns about your boys in blue after they get shut out today by the Tampa Bay Rays. They lose by a final score of 4-0. And now their record is 64-47. At the moment, they're 2.5 games up on the Padres. The Padres trailing to the Cardinals late, 6-4 in the 8th. We'll see if the Padres can mount a comeback. If the Padres win, they'll be just 2 games back of LA. If they lose, they will fall to 3 games back. Now, this is a Dodgers team that appeared to have this division sewn up. A division lead of 9 in July earlier in the month, but you've seen the Padres play better baseball, make some big moves, add Mason Miller, Ramon Laureano, O'Hearn, lots of guys down in San Diego. So a Dodgers team that just hasn't been playing great baseball, and offense is the issue, just not scoring enough runs. This is a Dodgers team that's been averaging less than 4 runs a game for a long stretch at this point, and the strikeouts have continued to be an issue. Another double-digit strikeout game tonight for LA, 11 strikeouts, and they could get absolutely nothing going against Rasmussen, the starting pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. He ends up going 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits. Each of those 4 hits, they were all singles. He scattered 4 hits. They just couldn't get anything going. They didn't get a runner on second base against Rasmussen, against a pitcher that, yeah, it's had a good year, 2.81 ERA. Drew Rasmussen's definitely pitching well, and give him credit, but still, this is a Dodgers lineup that's MVPs and All-Stars. I mean, it was just an unacceptable performance by the Dodgers bats in this one. And then when they were finally able to get something going there against Garrett Clevenger in the 6th inning after back-to-back singles by Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, he hits into a double play to end the game, essentially, right? Ends the inning, and they just really had nothing going after that for this Dodgers team. That really was the last real opportunity to make something happen in this one. And then you look at Mookie Betts earlier, where you're trying to find something for him, trying to find him just anything positive. Let's get him going. Let's get him some confidence. A base hit, a home run, multi-hit game. Had a good series against the Reds, 4 hits in 2 games. It looked like he was turning the corner, and unfortunately, it just was another really rough afternoon for Betts. He had an opportunity in that 6th inning before Ohtani and Freeman had those hits, and it was against Rasmussen. After Rojas reached on a bunt single to third, Mookie Betts, he flies to left. And when you look at the home runs that Diaz hit in this one, you're saying, well, wait a second, it's a spring training park. You sold out today's game with around 10,000 plus fans, but unfortunately, Mookie's did not go over the wall. You were hoping that it would. It had a launch angle and an expected batting average where it really felt like it was going to do something. It was 93 miles per hour off the bat, a 32-degree launch angle. Not great expected batting average at 140, but it was a home run in 2 of the 30 parks, so it did not go out. And when I mentioned the serious problem, I want to start there. And the serious problem is Mookie Betts batting in the top of the lineup at this point. Because for as great of a career as he's had, he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day, perennial all-star, was one of the best in baseball as a hitter and a defensive player, multi-time, 6-time Gold Glove Award winner, MVP. I mean, he's coming off a season last year where he was still putting up great numbers. Year before that, elite numbers. Well, unfortunately, this is, without question, Mookie Betts' worst season as a hitter. And the hope was that moving him to the leadoff spot would allow him to go up there and compete more and just take the thinking out of it and have more of an on-base mindset. Well, so far, the early returns, they're not great. In 10 games as the Dodgers leadoff hitter, he's 8 for 42. On this road trip, he's 5 for 26. And now after another 0 for 4 game for Mookie Betts, his season numbers have just gone to all-time lows since he really got going as a all-star player in this league. After today, goes 0 for 4 and still no strikeouts. That's the thing. I mean, he's not striking out a lot. He's only striking out on the year 11.3% of the time. It's just he's not hitting the ball hard. He's not running into barrels. You're just not seeing him do anything explosive with the stick. And now he's down to hitting .235 with a .306 on base, a .361 slug, an 87 weighted runs created plus. So he's 13% below league average offensively, when throughout his career, he has been 36% above average offensively. When Mookie's right with the Dodgers, I mean, 2020, 47% above league average. 2021, 31%. 2022, 44%. His best season was in 2023 when he hit a career-high 39 home runs, 65% above league average. Last year, 39%. Now he's down to being 13% below league average. It's just a incredible drop-off. It's mind-boggling. It's something that defies anything that anyone would have thought would happen at his age 32 season. And the Dodgers still owe him over $200 million, and he's still on the books for 7 more years. And you've just seen him crater offensively. And the serious problem is that you can't have someone with a .309 on base percentage as your leadoff hitter. And you can't have someone with a .365 slugging percentage as your hitter batting in the 2 spot. You can't have a guy that is OPSing less than league average batting in the top of the lineup. It's a rally killer. It's an offense killer. And I think at this point, the goal was to put him in the leadoff spot, see if it could spark something. And then if it doesn't, then what do you do? Well, Max Muncy, he's on his rehab assignment. He's making his way back. Hasn't looked great so far. Muncy 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts in his first 3 games of that said rehab assignment. But at this point, I do think you have to have a long and hard conversation internally about what the plan is for Mookie Betts and how he's impacting this offense with his season-long slump. And 2, how you approach Mookie Betts and present this information to him and try to come up with a plan to get himself out of this funk. Because is it just keep throwing him out there in a division race where he's hurting the offense because he's not producing like a typical big league leadoff hitter, number 2 hitter would on a great team? Do you just continue to roll it out because of the track record of his history, just hoping and praying that he finds it one day, finds a hit cue, something clicks? Do you just keep doing that? Because if you do that, you could do that at the expense of losing games and possibly losing this division. I know that this organization doesn't want that. I know Mookie Betts does not want that. So at some point, I never thought I would say this early in Mookie Betts' career with the Dodgers, but I think at this point, you at least have to start having the conversation about moving him down in the batting order. I know that sounds crazy, but you're only a couple games up, give or take, of the Padres, who just made an overhaul of their roster, adding huge impact players that want nothing more than to chase down and surpass the Dodgers and win this division. So I think that the best lineup for the Dodgers, I think it really has to have Shohei back at leadoff. And if Shohei's batting leadoff, who bats second? Will Smith does. And then Freddie Freeman. So it's your two MVP candidates this season, Shohei Ohtani and Will Smith. And then it's Freddie Freeman, who's really gotten it together at the plate. And then you got Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy when he comes back, and then Mookie Betts, somewhere 6, 7, something like that, where there's less pressure on him. And then when he starts hitting like it's Mookie Betts again, and he starts to look like more like himself at the plate, then I think you see how the offense is performing and see if it's a good idea to move him back. But at the same token, I mean, the truth of the matter is look, Will Smith was having a bad year last year, and you weren't talking about him batting second. This year, Mookie's having a bad year, and we're deep into the season, and whatever it is, I mean, is it the illness of the beginning of the year? Is it playing shortstop? Where I asked him that personally, and Mookie, he told me, I said, hey, Mookie, has playing shortstop impacted your offensive production? He told me emphatically no, and his point to me was that when he was playing shortstop at the beginning of the 2024 season, even though he was struggling defensively, he was still hitting at an MVP level, and then he got hit with that hand injury, and then it led to kind of an offensive decline, but then he did have a nice little postseason run. So, look, at the end of the day, like, this is just the truth here, is we can explore different things, but then at the same token, I mean, you have a division to win, and you're trying to go back-to-back. And the other thing about Mookie Betts, too, is shortstop, because we know that one of the big stories this year is that Mookie Betts, he trained all offseason. He trained with Troy Tulowitzki down in Texas, and he put in a lot of work with Dino Ebel, and he constantly is trying to improve as a shortstop. And to his credit, he's been able to do that. To his credit, he has put together a season where you have to say, at the very least, he is a respectable big league shortstop. But to act like he's this Gold Glove caliber shortstop that's changing the game with his defense is just simply not true. And in fact, the defense has started to trend in the wrong direction over the last month. In July, he had -3 outs above average. That was 32 out of 35 qualified shortstops for the month. So you look at the offense, it's been down. You look at the defense, it's been down. And you also have better shortstop options. I mean, there's Miguel Rojas. There's Tommy Edman. There's, Ha-Seong Kim when he's healthy. Alex Freeland. I mean, you have so many shortstops that are actually just better defensively than he is. And the truth is, with Mookie Betts, I know that hitter is in there somewhere. I really do. But I think he has to, I think, just come to grips and just take a look in the mirror and just be like, okay, what can I be the best at this point of my career? I mean, the truth is, as an outfielder, and if you're not thinking about the outfield spot anymore, I'm not saying, oh, right away, Mookie goes there to the outfield and he immediately is a 900 OPS. I'm not saying that, okay? That's just dumb. But to say that a demanding position like shortstop and the physicality and the preparation needed to play that position every single day at a competent level is not at least impacting your mental bandwidth, I mean, I think that's a little far-fetched. I mean, the bat speed is the issue, right? I mean, as far as just being able to generate hard contact, and he's not 6'4", he's 5'10", so there's less margin for error. But the point is that, look, no one loves Mookie Betts more than I do. I mean, I'm Mookie fan, Mookie living his Betts life. I mean, that's how I feel, right? But you can love a player, right? But then you can also keep it completely honest about what's best for the Los Angeles Dodgers on August 2nd, August 3rd, 2025 when it comes to winning baseball games. So that's the first thing. Second thing, too, Shohei Ohtani, it makes you wonder, have the struggles of Mookie Betts impacted Shohei Ohtani, which has been leading him to press a little bit at the plate? Because today he struck out 3 more times, and now he's on pace to strike out 197 times this year. He's on pace for 197 strikeouts, is Shohei Ohtani. Last year, he had 162 strikeouts. He's striking out at an extremely high rate. You're seeing him expand more than he ever has. You're seeing him in between a little bit. And now you look at where Shohei Ohtani is offensively. He's still putting up really good numbers, 164 weighted runs created plus, but the strikeout rate is at 26.8%. That's the highest for him since 2021. And it just makes you wonder if, because Mookie has struggled at leadoff, Mookie has struggled batting second, and he's inarguably done that at a below average level as far as offensive production, is Shohei just pressing a little bit because he's trying to put this offense on his back, and he's trying to do it all by himself at times. And it just makes you wonder what a 1-2-3 with above average hitters, all of them, would do for Shohei Ohtani. So, yeah, it's definitely concerning. And the strikeouts as an offense are concerning as well. I mean, the Dodgers have struck out 91 times in their last 8 games, 11 strikeouts tonight. Way too many strikeouts at the plate. Will Smith didn't go today. And we know this team, when Will Smith's not in the lineup, they struggle. They really, really do. I mean, he has been the straw that stirs the drink for the Dodgers this season. Still think that Shohei Ohtani is 100% their best player. I still think that if Shohei Ohtani continues to pitch for the remainder of this season and has an impact on the mound, that he should absolutely win the MVP award. But there's a difference between like the MVP, best player, and kind of like the most important player to what this team's success levels are throughout the season. And Will Smith is a guy who, when he's not behind the dish, this team's their winning percentage just falls off the cliff. I mean, this year when Will Smith isn't starting, the Dodgers have gone 10-17. So that's definitely concerning. The offense averaging under 4 runs is not going to get it done. And we'll see if something magically can click with Mookie. And there's no one on this planet that would rather see that than me. And you can kind of get back to the player that he was last year and throughout his entire career with the Dodgers. But if it doesn't happen soon, I absolutely think that the Dodgers are in for some tough conversations, and we could see a lineup shakeup, because it'd be one thing if you were 10 games up in the division, 15 games up in the division. You are 2-3 games up in the division, depending on a win or a loss by you in the Padres. So that's where they're at with Mookie Betts. But let's hear from Dave Roberts after this one, and then we'll hear from Blake Snell. We'll break down his start.
Just first with Blake Snell, I mean, it seems like outside of Yandy Diaz, he was kind of back where you guys wanted him to be, executing his pitches and, of course, getting the swing and miss. Would you say that yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Blake threw the baseball really well today. I thought, to be quite frank, he was a victim of this ballpark, and there are a couple of fly balls to right field that just went out, and it's the same field for both teams. But I still felt that he made pitches that he needed to make, and unfortunately got a little bit of bad luck. But yeah, first outing back, really good.
How rewarding is it just to now have him back and officially part of this rotation?
It's good. It's good, and just kind of seeing him out there and competing, making pitches, it just makes you feel better going forward. And I hope he doesn't, put too much credence in the line score, because got through 5, and I felt he could have won a little bit more, but obviously those 2 homers, a score, but we got the pitch count up, got him up and down 5 times, and he'll be ready to go next week.
How surprised were you when that first one snuck out?
I was surprised, and I'm not all about the exit velo and all that stuff, but I heard it was 92 or 93, something like that, and I didn't think he got it good. And the other one, I thought he hit out of his glove, out of the catcher's glove. And but again, he put the bat on the ball, and the ball went out of the ballpark. But I was surprised. Even on the Caminera ball from Dreyer, I thought it was a fly ball, but wasn't to be. Yeah, that was probably the most encouraging thing. I just thought overall, he's probably going to say that he didn't have great command, or there's some things to work on, which there always is. But yeah, the first one, I thought the secondary was good. I thought the fastball had life too. Once we got him out of the game, which I liked, and we got Clevenger, got a couple knocks against him, and we had the right guy at the plate, and unfortunately, we just couldn't make it happen right there. They get a double play, and the threat is quelled. So that's baseball.
The strikeouts have been a recurring thing for over a month now. How much of a drag on the offense is that, and what do you see happening?
It's spiked. I don't know a timeline, but it's certainly the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. It seems like the strikeouts have spiked from the entire group. Obviously with that, there's more chase than end zone miss. I think it's just more of just kind of trying to shorten your swing and put the ball in play, have a two-strike approach, because I do see a lot of the same two-strike swings or the same big swings that we would take in a hitter's count. And so you got to find a way to put the ball in play and force something to happen, because I think if you look at the strikeout rate, the last couple few weeks, it's certainly up there. Yeah, we got to get better.
So that was Dave Roberts, courtesy of Sportsnet LA, and that definitely is the positive, is that Blake Snell today really looked good. I mean, you look at the line, he went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks, and the hits that he gave up and the runs that he gave up, look, that is a Little League park. They need to change the dimensions down there. Steinbrenner Field, the home of the New York Yankees, their spring training facility, this Polly Pocket Stadium. And look, the fair thing is we know the Rays, they were playing at that stadium too, and the Dodgers and them, it was an equal playing field. But look, you just kind of look at early in that outing, he goes out there, and the stuff was really good, but were those home runs by Diaz, or did Yandy Diaz hit some fly balls that went out because you're playing in a stadium that has no business being a big league ballpark? And we understand why for sure, right? But the truth is, I do think they should change the dimensions of that ballpark. He gives up a home run to Yandy Diaz to lead off the game, a solo shot. Couple batters later there in the 3rd inning, where he gives up a single to Taylor Walls, Yandy Diaz hits another home run. Now, the first home run to Diaz, that wasn't a good pitch. It's a 3-1 count. You go with a fastball. Diaz eats off fastballs. All of his home runs this season have been on heaters. That's exactly what he's hunting. That's what he's looking for. So that was not a good pitch. And then the other one, the 3rd inning, really was a good pitch. You got to give him credit for. But it's the fact that they went out. I mean, you look at the exit velo, the launch angle, the bat speed. The expected batting average on the first home run was 170. It was 60 on the second one. You also look at the fact that the first home run, StatCast tells us, based on that data, it wouldn't have been a home run in any of the other 29 ballparks in Major League Baseball. The second home run there by Diaz, that would have been a home run in exactly 3 of the 30 parks in Major League Baseball. It would have been one in Houston and one at Yankee Stadium. Not an excuse. I think the most important thing was that he looked dominant out there when he was just attacking hitters, the curveball, the fastball, the slider, 8 strikeouts. He got 19 swings and misses in 5 innings. That's definitely extremely productive and promising and encouraging. He struck out 8 of the 20 batters that he faced, and he had 0 walks. It was the 19th time in 214 career starts where he lasted 5 innings and didn't give up a walk. So, I mean, that's just extremely impressive. I look at his minor league rehab numbers, and the strikeout rate was through the roof. He was fantastic there. So it really does look like you're getting the version of Blake Snell that you gave $182 million to. He was fantastic for the Comets in the Arizona Complex League and wherever he was doing Low A Rancho. He had 24 strikeouts and 5 walks in his 4 rehab starts, 13 and 2/3 innings of work. That's a 45.3% strikeout rate. So if you're going to get this version of Blake Snell, you're going to feel really good about it. I mean, we're talking game 1 starter. We're talking about absolute dominance. You look at his stuff plus in this one, everything was above average. The 4-seam, the changeup, the curveball, the slider. Today, that changeup at a 125 pro stuff plus, just a 58.3% whiff percentage is just fantastic. So he was very impressive. And if it weren't for that Polly Pocket Little League Stadium down there, Steinbrenner Field, I think that, hey, you could have gone 6 or 7 innings, and unfortunately the Dodgers offense did not have his back with any run support, but I think it was a very encouraging first start back for Blake Snell. And here was him talking about his first start since back in April after the game.
Fair to say outside of Yandy Diaz and even some of those, it's kind of just the ballpark here. Did you feel like how you were executing your stuff, that you just felt really good with this return to the big league mound?
Yeah. I gotta kind of like go over it, debrief, see what I liked, didn't like. I like that I was in the zone more than I thought I would have been. You're trying to like feel it out again. So I like that. I was in the zone. I was confident. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew, like the first homer to Yandy, like that was not a good pitch. I thought to him. The second homer, I thought that was a really good pitch to him, and it was just a good result for him. But yeah, overall, in the zone, curveball would get better, changeup I was happy with, sliders happy with, fastball command could get better. So there's just things like I got to work on, but overall, first start back, emotions, and there's a lot that I'm, dealing with to get better. So it was a good start. The worst part is we lost. And, I go out there to win, so got to get better and find a way to win. But definitely something to build on, learn from, and get better.
How encouraging is it to you, especially like with the changeup and the slider, to kind of have those pitches working as well as they were today in the first one back?
It's been feeling good. The rehab process. Reno was tough because the ball just doesn't move there. So I was, pretty sporadic that start, but for a good reason. And I was adjusting how I threw the changeup just to try to get movement. So then to have this start and be, back, behind the ball and throwing it just like the fastball and getting swing and misses, that was a good feeling. It's where it needs to be.
Pretty good about where you're at overall, just like coming back now, having 2 months to go here the rest of the season, just kind of getting where you want to be for the stretch run of the year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was getting back, being able to pitch, learn. I think that's the biggest thing. And, it's the first one, and happy to get out of the way and learn. And I got 5 days to really see how much better I can get, and then go face Toronto and see, what work I did to get ahead of where I'm at now.
How happy were you with kind of the feel that you built for your arsenal during your rehab assignment, and how much farther do you feel you have to go?
Yeah, I think I took it very seriously. I made every start that I had, rehabbing. I made it as close to a big league start as I could. Making myself believe it was a big league game and I have to be ready, and I think I did a really good job of that. And in between starts, did a really good job just conditioning and making sure I was in the best shape I could be when I came back. And to have a game like that, a day game, I was sweating way more than I thought I was. I saw Kirsch sweating at night, and I was like, I think I could, I think I'm in good shape. But it's hot, and it's like it's tough because going out there and pitching, your hands are like softer, the sweat all over. It makes it a little more difficult and challenging, but I thought I did a really good job overall to be ready for that one and what's next to come.
So there he goes, Blake Snell, definitely encouraging. I mean, you got to give Yandy Diaz credit. That's what you do when you pitch to your ballpark. You pitch to your environment. He takes full advantage. Later, Junior Caminero, he got a solo shot off of Jack Dreyer, just left a curveball up there in the 6th inning, and he hit it out to make it 4-0 Rays. And Dreyer's only given up 2 home runs all season long. So, yeah, I mean, solo shots happen. It's baseball. But just a concerning game for the Dodgers. I mean, the at-bat quality, the body language of Mookie Betts. I mean, Dalton Rushing hitting under 200. The Dodgers 10-17 without Will Smith in the starting lineup. And then even that bat with Teoscar Hernandez that we talked about at the top of the show where he hits into the double play, that at bat there was just Pete Fairbanks just knuckling down, and he didn't look intimidated, right? He's just going out there throwing fastballs, and Teoscar just unable to come through. Thankfully, as we were doing this episode, the Padres did lose to the Cardinals, so the Dodgers still holding on to a 3-game lead in the National League West, so that's something to feel good about. Also, nothing to feel good about is you've got your ace on the mound, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, on the bump for the Dodgers. 9 a.m. West Coast time start. So, breakfast in baseball with LA. Sorry about the live stream today. Was had to record this one and upload it, but we will be back to make sure we'll live stream tomorrow. It's a little issue, but we've got it figured out. We'll be back tomorrow. But I want to give you guys something because it's Dodger baseball 24/7, 365. And my name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you want to support this show every single day. Hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.